Today is one of those rare days on the schedule where the schedule I use as a guide for us on this has us doing 2 chapters today. And it's not a bad day, I guess, for it because the 2 chapters combined only add up to 33 verses, and there's plenty of individual chapters that are much longer than that. So today we are covering 1 Samuel chapter 5 and chapter 6. So chapter 5 tells us, after the Philistines had captured the Ark of God, they took it from Ebenezer to Ashdod, brought it into the temple of Dagon, and placed it next to his statue. When the people of Ashdod got up early the next morning, there was Dagon, fallen with his face to the ground before the ark of the Lord. So they took Dagon and returned him to his place. But when they got up early the next morning, there was Dagon, fallen with his face to the ground before the ark of the Lord. This time, Dagon's head and both of his hands were broken off and lying on the threshold. Only Dagon's torso remained. That is why, still today, the priest of Dagon and everyone who entered the temple of Dagon in Ashdod do not step on Dagon's threshold. The Lord's hand was heavy on the people of Ashdod, and he terrified the people of Ashdod and its territory and afflicted them with tumors. When the people of Ashdod saw what was happening, they said, "The ark of Israel's God must not stay with us, because his hand is strongly against us and our god Dagon." So they called all the Philistine rulers together and asked, "What should we do with the ark of Israel's God?" "The ark of Israel's God should be moved to Gath," they replied, which is just another Philistine town. So they moved the ark of Israel's God. After they had moved it, the Lord's hand was against the city of Gath, or Goth, G-A-T-H, causing a great panic. He afflicted the people of the city, from the youngest to the oldest, with an outbreak of tumors. The people of Gath then sent the ark of God to Ekron, which is another Philistine town. But when it got there, the Ekronites cried out, "They've moved the ark of Israel's God to us to kill us and our people." The Ekronites called all the Israelite rulers together. They said, "Send the ark of Israel's God away. Let it return to its place so it won't kill us and our people." For the fear of death pervaded the city. God's hand was oppressing them. Those who did not die were afflicted with tumors, and the outcry of the city went up to heaven. Just to be clear, if you're listening, those couple moments where I said that was another city of the Philistines, that was an insert by me. That's not in the text. That's just wanted to share, why did they move it to Gath? And it's kind of comical that they moved it to another Philistine city, and then they moved it to Ekron. Well, what's that? Another Philistine city. Like moving the ark to a different place was going to get a different result. Anyway, that was 1 Samuel chapter 5. Here we go into 1 Samuel chapter 6. When the ark of the Lord had been in Philistine territory for 7 months, the Philistines summoned the priest and the diviners and pleaded, "What should we do with the ark of the Lord? Tell us how we can send it back to its place." They replied, "If you send the ark of Israel's God away, do not send it without an offering. Send back a guilt offering to him, and you will be healed. Then the reason his hand hasn't been removed from you will be revealed." They asked, "What guilt offering should we send back to him?" And they answered, 5 gold tumors and 5 gold mice, corresponding to the number of Philistine rulers, since there was one plague for both you and your rulers. Make the images of your tumors and of your mice that are destroying the land. Give glory to Israel's God, and perhaps he will stop oppressing you, your gods, and your land. Why harden your hearts as the Egyptians, and Pharaoh hardened theirs? When he afflicted them, didn't they send Israel away, and Israel left? Now then, prepare 1 new cart and 2 milk cows that have never been yoked. Hitch the cows to the cart, but take their calves away and pen them up. Take the ark of the Lord, place it on the ark, and put the gold objects that you're sending him as a guilt offering in a box beside the ark. Send it off and let it go its way. Then watch. If it goes up the road to its homeland toward Beth Shemesh, it is the Lord who made this terrible trouble for us. However, if it doesn't, we will know that it was not his hand that punished us. It was just something that happened to us by chance." The men did this. They took 2 milk cows, hitched them to the cart, and confined their calves in the pen. Then they put the ark of the Lord on the cart, along with the box containing the gold mice and the images of their tumors. The cows went straight up the road to Beth Shemesh. They stayed on that one highway, lowing as they went. They never strayed to the right or to the left. The Philistine rulers were walking behind them to the territory of Beth Shemesh. The people of Beth Shemesh were harvesting wheat in the valley, and when they looked up and saw the ark, they were overjoyed to see it. The cart came to the field of Joshua of Beth Shemesh and stopped there near a large rock. The people of the city chopped up the cart and offered the cows as a burnt offering to the Lord. The Levites removed the ark of the Lord along with the box containing the gold objects and placed them on the large rock. That day, the people of Beth Shemesh offered burnt offerings and made sacrifices to the Lord. When the 5 Philistine rulers observed this, they returned to Ekron that day. As a guilt offering to the Lord, the Philistines had sent back 1 gold tumor for each city: Ashdod, Gaza, Ashkelon, Gath, and Ekron. The number of gold mice also corresponded to the number of Philistine cities of the 5 rulers, the fortified cities and the outlying villages. The large rock on which the ark of the Lord was placed is still in the field of Joshua Beth Shemesh today. God struck, now note at that time, the time this was written, the large rock remained there to the day. It doesn't say the ark did. God struck down the people of Beth Shemesh because they looked inside the ark of the Lord. He struck down 70 persons. The people mourned because the Lord struck them with a great slaughter. The people of Beth Shemesh asked, who is able to stand in the presence of the Lord, this holy God? To whom should the ark go from there? They sent messengers to the residents of Kiriath Jearim, saying, the Philistines have returned the ark of the Lord. Come down and get it. And that is 1 Samuel chapter 6. I'm going to read the first verse of chapter 7 because I think it really belongs there. So the people of Kiriath Jearim came for the ark of the Lord and took it to Abinadab's house on the hill. They consecrated his son Eleazar to take care of it. That really finishes the account. Sometimes the chapter divisions don't always make sense. Anyway, that is 1 Samuel chapter 5 and chapter 6. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Hope you're off to a great start to the new year. We're only a week in, but I hope it's been a good one for you. I already know some people that there's some difficulty in the new year. So that's why it's good to follow the Lord. Our troubles have purpose. Even if we don't know what that purpose is, we know if we're following the Lord, our troubles are not in vain. And he's using them in our lives. And sometimes we don't realize right away how that is, what that is. Sometimes it takes years. I suppose in some circumstances we won't know till we're with him in glory. But it's wonderful to follow the Lord and know that nothing that happens to us happened without being filtered through God's hand and his purpose, and that he's with us in all these things, and that what can be a time of darkness for us is not dark for him. He sees with full light everything that's going on, and so we need to trust in him. But hope for most of us the new year's off to a peaceful start and a good start, and hope it continues that way. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I hope to see you here tomorrow.